What is going on, everyone, and welcome into NHL Best Bets for June 6th, presented by the Odd Shoppers. I'm Gator Betting, joined by my two co-hosts today. We got Gretzky Betskis and Franco the Banker. We're breaking down our best bets for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Whether you're looking for player props, money lines, or totals, we've got you covered. Also, don't forget to check us out on the Odd Shoppers Tails Network, where we're dropping all of our early plays, giving our subscribers a chance to get the best lines before they move. You can use promo code PUCKS for 50% off your first month. The link for our Tails profile will be in the description of the video below for anyone who wants to check that out. We cashed our Tails play last night for Game 1. We had the over 6, and what did they say was Mr. I say 3 plus 3 equals 7.
Yep.
So one winner on the board already. All right, let's get into our best bets for Game 2 here. We saw Edmonton take a 1-0 series lead, winning 4-3 in OT. Franco, let's start here. I think you have a play on a side. So before we get into player props, what are you looking at for Game 2?
Yeah, so I kind of said it during our Spaces show that I didn't want to take a side in Game 1. Figure I'd just let it simmer. Let's see what we got. And then I would just go and take the team that lost Game 1 to win Game 2. It was kind of like my thought process being that I feel like we're going to have a split in Edmonton, and we're likely going to have a split in Florida when we go back to Games 3 and 4. So I'm going to take Florida money line here in Game 2. It's plus 110 pretty much across the board. I think there's a plus 105 at one or two books. Feels like a nice price. Florida played a pretty good overall game, pretty complete game. Just, a bad goal on the Arvidsson one, I feel like, by Bob. It felt like he should have probably had that one, especially with all the momentum Florida had at that point. To give up a goal almost, I think it was like a minute and a half after you take that 3-1 lead, kind of felt a little bit bad. And yeah, just, once they got to overtime, Florida had a really good push early on, but they looked kind of tired from the midway point until the end of that overtime period. So I think Florida, Paul Maurice is going to really kind of use that as a motivating factor, saying like, all right, guys, like we can't have a performance like that in an overtime period like that. We need to come out better. We need to be able to shut them down a little bit better. And I think Florida comes out rejuvenated in Game 2 here, trying to get a big win in Edmonton and bring it back to Florida with the series evened up. So give me Panthers money line plus 110 in Game 2.
Yeah, I like that. Betsky, we talked a little bit about the Conn Smythe market before we started here. You have a ticket on McDavid, ticket on Bob, and the new wild card here is Leon Draisaitl. Scored the game-winning goal. I think he's tied the NHL record with 3 game-winning goals in the postseason, 3 or 4. Is he a guy that you're looking to kind of add to your card now for insurance before, if he does get another one, then he could kind of go to maybe 2-1, 3-1, and that Conn Smythe race may not be over yet.
Yep, absolutely. We said it going into this series that McDavid was better than taking the Oilers win, and I was kind of hammering Bob for the other side instead of taking Florida win. But after last night's performance, I think I want to hedge a little bit. So at the price you can get Draisaitl at plus 450, I think it's worth maybe sprinkling that, especially if you have those other 2 tickets, because now McDavid at minus 150 is kind of unbettable. At that point, I would rather take, I'm sure the Edmonton to win the series is probably not much better. But I think you can get a ton of value there because don't forget, McDavid won this last season. Of course, it's not unheard of to have somebody win it back to back. But I mean, if Draisaitl keeps on kind of performing the heroics here, I mean, maybe something where they want to diversify the portfolio a little bit, if you will, and let him win the trophy. And don't forget, I mean, this has been kind of going on. All series long. I mean, McDavid was incredible to help kind of keep the team in some of those super high scoring games in the LA series, but Draisaitl's been having some timely goals. I know you can't factor in the regular season at all, but Draisaitl was a big reason why the Oilers were able to kind of stick in the playoff race and kind of secure their position. And I know that doesn't matter, but just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of player props for game 2, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm going to go back to Evan Rodriguez for a point. He got one on the power play in game 1. He was terrific against Carolina. I think he had points in 4 of those 5 matchups. His time on ice, too, has been really kind of consistent with that first line being on there. He's got time on the first power play unit as well, and you're getting it at plus 110. So he continues to hit. He's got time on the first line and first player power play unit, so there's no reason to kind of back off from that now. So I'm sticking with that. I think we get a much better effort from Florida here as they desperately try to avoid going down 2-0 in Edmonton. So I like that. Any other player props for you guys? I mean, we talked about a bunch. So what are you guys thinking? Betsky, we'll start with you.
I mean, I was talking before the show how I'll probably be on Sam Bennett 3 shots, but it's minus 160, so that's kind of unbettable. I don't think I'm willing to take him to 4. I'm going to roll with a play that I did yesterday's game that cashed, and it's kind of similar to one we've been promoting all series long, or gosh, almost the entire playoffs. That's the Draisaitl and McDavid having a shot in the first period, which is what did we say, plus 120 still?
Plus 121. I mean, they each had 2 in game 1.
Yeah. So I think, I'm pretty sure I've had at least 5 of those tickets by now, maybe more, but no reason to not keep on riding that. But I got a little bit spicier with it yesterday, and I think I'm going to do it again. And that was those 2 to get a shot in the first period, with Bennett getting 2 shots, McDavid getting 2 shots, and Draisaitl getting 2 shots. And I boosted it yesterday and got it around plus 350. I just locked it in without a boost, and it was like plus 230. So feels
I like
good.
it. Yeah.
With McDavid hasn't had less than 2 shots on goal on all in all playoff games this season. Is that correct?
Correct.
Let me see. Yep. He's had at least 2 in every single game. Draisaitl has only missed twice, and Bennett has missed a couple more times, but right now he is absolutely ripping.
Yeah, and we gave out that
4 times.
We gave out that series player prop before game 1 of McDavid to have 2+ shots on goal in every game. That's still available at even money on DraftKings. Wow. So if you didn't take that already, be sure to take that. I think he hit in every game besides 1 in last year's Stanley Cup Finals. But this year, like we said, we like it even more due to his shot volume. So take him. That market's still there. So hop on that while you can. Franco, any other player props we're looking at for game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals?
Yeah, I think just when we're on the road for Florida, I think you continue to look to the second and third lines for that team. So I will definitely be running back Bennett and Tkachuk point prop parlay together. The other one, though, that we're kind of talking about before the show is Florida team total is sitting at 2.5 minus 160, minus 150 range. So it's kind of right outside the juice tolerance for, I think, most of us. I think it's a fantastic parlay piece. I think regardless of what you think the outcome is going to be, I think we should probably see goals again in game 2. I think we kind of see a reduction in goals when we go back to Florida. But so we were looking at that, trying to figure out what to put together with it. I think you can do McDavid point and Florida team total over 2.5 on Bet365 right now for minus 110. That just feels really silly. McDavid to get a point is just, I won't say it's free, but it feels like a free piece to add to it just to get it into a nice bettable number. So minus 110 for that. Florida get 3 goals, McDavid for a point. Feels really nice.
Yeah. DraftKings also
like that, as I think the Edmonton Oilers are going to sweep the series. So I'm not so hot about your Florida Panthers money line.
I thought you had Florida to win the series. You can't change.
No, I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
DraftKings also started the hit market as well. And the one guy we were kind of wondering about was Evander Kane on the Edmonton Oilers. Was Zach Hyman going out? Zach Hyman was, in quotation marks, the enforcer for the first 3 series. He led the team in hits. Kane came out and had 9 hits in game 1. If they offer his prop in game 2, I would probably take that again. If it's maybe 6 or 7 and a half, I would definitely take that again. It's clear his role this Stanley Cup Finals. So I do like that. I'm not sure if it's going to be a parlay piece. You can bet it's a straight, but certainly something to keep an eye out for. All right, before we wrap
up, the Hyman under on hits too while I'm at it.
Perfect. Easy parlay. All right, before we wrap up, anything else? Anyone going back to Corey Perry point? But again, they did kind of switch those lines up a little bit, like we said.
Yeah, the lines were all jumbled throughout the game.
Yeah, they were.
So I don't know. You got to still respect his power play time, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
it's time to zag. It's time to go back to Ryan Nuge. He failed us yesterday. It's time to go back to him. He's not going to be off the board that long.
Yeah.
Great. All right. We appreciate Evan for tuning in to NHL Best Bets for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Once more, you can use promo code PUCKS for 50% off our Odd Shopper Tails Network. We already have 2 plays up too. So if you're not there, you're missing out on some incredible value. Once more, you can catch us live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 p.m. on our Expected Bets for YouTube and Twitter. Best of luck tonight for Game 2, and we'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.